afternoon everybody, Tony back again, Big Gigantos. Another look at one of the Masters of the Universe original series. And back to one of the bad guys again, and we're going to be looking at one of my favourite characters. And you are looking at Whiplash. Now, he wasn't one of the original villains to show up in the series. He was he came along more sort of towards the middle stroke, coming towards the end of it. Like most of the characters, he didn't really have any explanation of where he came from, except he was he kind of lived in the Eternian swamps, I guess you'd call it, and he had his own command of lizard people, and he would often aid Skeletor in various conquests and various schemes that he had going on. Now, one of the things I like about this toy is it is a gimmick toy. It has an extra purpose. Being as he is some kind of lizard, he has at the back here this very big swishing tail. All it is rubber. You can see underneath there, it's just rubber, there's nothing inside it. I try not to do that too much. It's attached there to his back on there, so that will not come off. That's in quite securely. And the trick here is, obviously, with all these figures, they have the pull back and punch action like that. But with Whiplash, the idea is he uses his tail as an attack. So he'd swish his tail at people. So the idea is you sort of face his back towards one of the characters. You put them there. You twist his waist round and then let it go. Oops. See, I've not got a lot of room here to do this. Let me try it this side. There we go. Turn his waist and the tail would flick and he'd trip up whoever was stood there. Okay, it's got a bit of a curve to it, but that's supposed to be like that. It would look a bit boring if it was just straight. Okay, he shares the same chest design as Buzz-Off, because obviously Buzz-Off's gimmick is he has two wings attached to his back, whereas Whiplash has a tail. What I call the lizard legs, only a few characters have this design. The big webbed feet, sorry, the clawed feet, they're not webbed feet, big clawed feet with the kind of this scaly thing going on here on the legs. The arms are pretty bog standard, and like I say, he only shares the chest sculpt there with Buzz-Off, but Buzz-Off also has these legs, and I believe Clawful, yeah, it is Clawful as well, also has these legs. So again, with a lot of these figures, it's just a case of bodies, arms and legs, and they just stick different, they put different variations on, different colours, and then stick a different head on it. Pretty cheap and easy to make, these things really. But being in, as they were, 1982, 83, these things were built to last. And as you can see from all my MOTU figures, the originals, I haven't got one that's in bad shape, not a single one. This one is just like it was new. There's not a thing wrong with it. These were built to last. You know, it was just a different time back then. Toy companies took more care with the things they made, and things were a lot less broken than they are now. I find a lot of the toys these days to be quite cheap and nasty, to be honest. So he comes with a weapon, a spear. Now this was one of the only problems with this toy line. You could not have these things solid, obviously because they were worried about safety. But the thing is, with these, you can't get it to stay straight. So a spear that looks a little bit like that, which is a little bit wonky, it's kind of pointless really. So you have to kind of try and put it in a way that you feel looks best, I suppose. But it's very, even Skeletor's staff is a bit bendy like this. The weapon set in Castle Grayskull had one of these, but it was a grey one, but it was a bit more solid than this one. This is just a flexy one. But again, you can put it in whatever pose you like, I think. You know, is he entering the Olympics, throwing the javelin? I don't know. You can do whatever you want with it, really. Usual articulation, the arms just go all the way around, the legs again, on one of these little rubber things in here, and they're connected inside. Held on by a little grip just inside there. So I'll show you just a few close-ups of him, get some detail. Now you can see his face sculpt. Okay, the only problem he's got there, he's got two little chips there on his teeth, but you can only see that because the camera's really close up. You don't really notice it any other time. Very scaly looking individual, but I do like his piercing eyes, his big thick eyebrows. It does make him stand out. There's the detail on his chest, again very lizard-like, but I do love the detail on his tail at the back. Even just a touch, it feels like the back of a frog, you know, obviously without the slime, but a lot of detail's gone into this one, and I'm very happy with it. I did love it as a kid. Like I say, he is one of my favourite characters. He is in the 2002 series as well. There's an upgraded character of him, which looks, which is obviously better and more articulate than this thing. But remakes are not originals, and originals is what I'm about. That's what I like to collect. So that's Whiplash. So I'll leave that there. That was just a quick review. If you want one of these guys, you can probably pick them up on eBay for about £5. So some of these things don't go for very much money. But if you do want one that's in kind of good condition like this one is, expect to pay between 10 and 15. The most I've paid for one figure was £25, but that was a special one which I haven't reviewed yet. That was for Trapjaw, but he is quite unique anyway. But this guy's just a figure with a spear. But if you do want one in good condition, a couple of things to be mindful of. At the back here where his tail is, like I said, I try not to do this too often because very often he has splits. There's a split there and a split there. So this portion here will be completely ripped on both sides. So if you're buying one on eBay, make sure you can, or ask for photos of the back of him if there aren't any on there. Just have a look at that. And again, with his face details, he can be very scratched on the front. But I say, apart from the two little nicks there on his teeth, mine is in absolutely perfect condition, and I'm happy with him. So I'll leave that there. Another review coming up in just a second after I finish this one. That is Masters of the Universe Original Series, Whiplash. Take care guys, I'll see you in a minute.